I want to go ahead and thank everyone that has liked the videos and subscribed recently. I really appreciate it. It's been kind of fun to make these videos, and it looks like the Ubuntu ones are doing pretty well, so we're going to go ahead and make another one. And while you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification, because that helps me out a lot. Alright, if you're new to Linux or you're not familiar with the apt package manager or snap package manager, this is probably the video for you. We're going to look into installing a few things, and let's go ahead and open. So I'm just going to pretend that I'm a new user. I'm going to come in here and say, how do I install let's say Firefox. On Ubuntu. So you'll come to Firefox, you go to mozilla.org. Alright, so this opened up the Install Firefox on Linux knowledge base article, and we just need to look at the table of contents and decide how we want to download this. So your distribution package manager, if you're on Ubuntu like I am, it's going to be apt. I recommend not using apt if you're a brand new user. There's a package manager called Snap, and Ubuntu has started adopting it as like a standard package manager for their operating system. It does make things a lot easier for newer users. There are some convoluted things that it does that kind of makes it frustrating for administrators, but I'll leave that aside. That'll be a completely different video. Let's go ahead and click on install from Snap. So we need to make sure that we run this command, and I actually want to sudo snap remove Firefox. You don't need to do this, but I know for a fact that Snap already installed Firefox when I installed Ubuntu. I told it to do that. So I want to remove it so that you can see what a brand new, you just barely spun up this Ubuntu computer. What will you see from your end? Okay, Firefox is removed. I'm going to go ahead and clear. So now it's as if I'm on a brand new computer. I haven't installed anything. Let's go ahead and paste what we copied off of the Mozilla website. Hit enter. And it's just this simple. As long as the package exists in Snap, it'll reach out and find the piece of software that you want. It'll download it and install it, and it'll make it available for you to use. You can launch it from the command prompt, the console, or you can launch it from the start menu. And I say the start menu because I'm so used to using Windows, but I don't know what they call it in Linux. The launch menu, maybe? I'm not sure. I've installed Brave web browser, but let's just ignore that for now. Cool, so Firefox is installed. Let's go ahead and launch it, make sure that it worked. Your menu may look different than mine. I'm running Ubuntu, which is basically Ubuntu, but it has a few different graphics added to it and stuff like that to make it seem more like Windows. Open in Ubuntu, there should be an all apps section, and you can scroll down and find Firefox. It should actually be installed from the very get-go, but now Firefox is installed, so pretty cool. So what do you do if you can't find a package that you want to install or a piece of software? There's actually a website called snapcraft.io. Canonical owns Snapcraft now, which is pretty cool. So let's search for an app. I like using, let's see, sublime-text. Let's see if they have it, and they do. This is just a text editor. You can actually, down here on the side or the bottom, you can kind of see the C++ there. It'll format code, so if you want to look at it and have it all pretty with different colors and stuff like that, you can choose what programming language you're typing in here, or you can just use it to keep notes, whatever you want to do. So we'll click on install up here, and it looks like it uses the flag classic, and we'll actually run just this command right here to show you why that classic is important. Okay, so we'll go ahead and paste this, and you'll get an error. This version of Snap was published using classic confinement, and thus may perform arbitrary system changes outside of the security sandbox that snaps are usually confined to, which may put your system at risk. If you're running a piece of software that you've never heard of before, and you can't find a whole lot of information on it online, whether or not the developer's kind of reputable, please don't run this. But it is important to show you this because if you do go to install a piece of perfectly good software like Sublime-Text, there may be this requirement to add the classic tab. And it'll go ahead and reach out and download it the same way that it did with Firefox. Wow, that was pretty quick. Okay, so if we come over here and we launch Sublime-Text, there it'll open up as a text editor. And just a fun hint, you can click down here and choose what language you're trying to type in here, and it will do the highlighting for you. All right, so let's exit out of that. So that's how you install pieces of software on Ubuntu. And I hope this was kind of eye-opening. I know being a brand new user to Linux is kind of a daunting task. It's really a steep learning curve, and a lot of people struggle with it. You still can, come into the console and you can still, install things using sudo apt install and then the package name, but you don't have to, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There are ways that they are making this more like Windows, where you can just reach out and download a package and install it without having to do a whole bunch of convoluted, like looking for dependencies and extra packages and flags that you need to install certain things in a certain way. I'm now realizing that I'm like overcomplicating things and making it seem daunting again. But realistically, if you have Snap installed, which every version I think from like 20.04 in Ubuntu has Snap pre-installed on it. If you have Snap installed, go ahead and use that. It's what I would recommend. They have their whole Learn section. You can go into their documentation and learn all about Snap. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can come to the Snap store and they've got a whole bunch of recommended apps that pop up here. Docker is one that I use all the time. And if you can't find anything in here, like if you want VS Code, if you can't find anything in here that you're looking for, more than likely it's going to be kind of difficult to install on Ubuntu Linux. And that's just the sad truth of Ubuntu. They're working to make things more user-friendly, but they're not quite there yet. Thanks for stopping by to watch the video. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, ask them down in the comments. I've got free time. I do respond to comments. If you want to see a certain type of video, throw a video idea out in the comments as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that. And hopefully you continue using Linux. Thanks for watching the video.